Hey everybody, welcome to Diamond Zone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. What do they call Wednesdays? Hump day? Okay, well, a lot of us are getting over the hump because a lot of us are having a lot of momentum within our organizations. And a lot of you are going to be going out there to achieve your next available rank, which is very exciting. We all know about the extension of what's happening over this 2-week pay period. So the urgency, as we all know, is here, and nothing like it when you hit a rank, guys, because it's that next stepping stone that you said to yourself, I did it. And so before we get into the information, I want Rick Rock to come up. He said he had an unbelievable dream. Rick just got started with us, and he's got building a very large team in a very short period of time. He's out in Ontario. But Rick, why don't you come on and just share with people what you got?
All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm a full-time entertainer and performer and songwriter. But beyond all that, I've been in the technology business and franchise and everything else. And I've been in and out of network marketing for 35 years. And I had a game store, the biggest game store here years ago. I'll make this short though. Where when Nintendo broke out and Sega and then the PlayStation, and we couldn't keep the product in. I mean, I had about 10 suppliers for all this, and when the latest game came out, oh my! I mean, people would spend their last dime. I literally had to stop welfare people from spending their last dime to buy the next game. I said, no, get food instead of that. But what technology is hot, and I've been in the nutrition business for quite a while too. And it's unbelievable what people will do for technology and for just excitement in that. But this is more than that. We're in the health field with it. So it's combining both. And I had this profound dream last night. I just got into this business about a week ago, and I see it. The light bulb came on, and it just went, wow, I've got to let people know this. This is so exciting and so fair, this program. And I was basically looking for a company that had a really good back office and smooth business procedures and that. And I stumbled onto this. This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. So like I said, I've had Ticketmaster franchise where people lined up to see the greatest entertainers in the world, and they would line up. This is what I see happening with this. People are going to line up for this, and they are. So we got to get people in the next 24, 48 hours. Those free spots, that promotion is going to be done, correct? So let's get everybody in the next 24 hours. Let's do it. I mean, come on. So I'm so excited with this, and I have this. I woke up this morning with this dream early, and I dreamt him because I used to be in the crews for all the biggest shows in the world. I worked at the casino here and all the theaters and all the biggest rock shows in the world and that. And I was on the crew. I'm not just a musician. I've also been on the crews. So I dreamt I was on this crew in this huge meadow, or it was like a big park, huge park. And we're building this gigantic machine, and it was this Ferris wheel. It was like an attraction. And it was gigantic and beautiful, and you could only see part of it. And it went on for a long way. We couldn't see the end of the park. And I'm in this crew, and they were showing me like the plans of what it's going to look like. And it was just the most unbelievable thing in the world people are going to line up for, and that this attraction. And I'm on the crew, and we're building the trussing and all the stuff and the foundation of this thing. And I look, and I can't see the end. I'm going, wow, how big is? So I go to the head crew master guy and the leader of the crew, and I'm going, how big is this thing? How big is it going to be, this Ferris wheel? He says, this is going to be the biggest ride in the world. I said, well, how long? How big? He said, it's going to be like 2 miles big. I went, what? Are you kidding me? And I woke up. So what do you think this is? This is the ride. This is it. I truly believe this is it. So, don't hold it back. Get in, get your positions, and share with everybody. This is it. One-time purchase with your money back. I got my money back already. This is in 1 week. That's my story this morning, and I'm excited.
Rick, Rick, thank you. So I'm anticipating that the world is the Ferris wheel, right? Is that the deal?
Absolutely. What else can it be?
Well, it could be the largest roller coaster, right? You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, I know.
But you're
Up and
absolutely
down.
right, and I think that's apropos about the analogy of the biggest thing you've ever been involved with, and I'm sure a lot of us have had those dreams. But these trainings that we try to do every day, the Diamond Zone calls, is to really take you through, I think the ride of World Global Network or anything that you're going to do that is something new. Any journey has ups and downs, right? And so one of the things I want to protect people from is the emotional roller coaster. I love the Ferris wheel. I think that's awesome. I mean, unbelievable. We all know how big this can be. But the emotional roller coaster is the thing that you're going to face every day. Right? Remember I showed you the other day, this is the greatest business in the world, and then all of a sudden you drop, oh my God, what the hell did I do? The next day, this is the greatest business in the world. The next day it's, I got to get a job. So when you look at our business and you start to understand all the different nuances to it, what I want people to do is really have their mindset right. Everything is a mindset, and that's why we say you gotta submerge yourself with a good reading and listening library because of what you face every single day. So before we go into the training, just very briefly, we will have the hotel confirmed for today for Denver on the 22nd. So that will go up online, and so people will start just to register for that event, which is April 22nd. So we're in Denver the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, but the big event will be Saturday. So we'll have that out to everybody. I know people are waiting for it, and we want everybody to register right away. We need to have a head count for some of the things that we're going to be doing from a social aspect. So please look for that. And remember, tonight at 6 o'clock Pacific time. Now, there's two things going on, and it doesn't matter which one you choose. They're both great events. Jeremy Roma is doing a call at the same time. I just found this out. So, he's doing an opportunity call. I'm also doing an opportunity call at 6 o'clock. Okay. Mine is secure because we're launching a group's business. So whatever one you want to get on, there's two to promote tonight at 6 o'clock. Mine is jlworldglobal.com. And I have to look I think Jeremy changed his address. So, but anyway, whatever that's worth, you got two great people two great people. you got Jeremy and you got myself doing the calls. All right. So what I want to do is I want to continue the theme that we were talking about yesterday, guys. And here's what I want you to think about. Okay. And I was thinking about this yesterday when I was working out. You will always show what you did. Okay, you will always show what you did, and you will teach what you believe. Okay? Now, when I say you will always show what you did, what I mean by that is, remember I did a training about the value of your opportunity? And when you understand the value of this opportunity, we all know if you put a value to everything that we offer, what would you be able to charge for this opportunity? Think about it. What would you actually be able to charge? Well, it's based on what somebody's willing to give to you for that opportunity. Well, understand that whatever you did is normally what you will accept. Okay, and I want to just get your heads right here. Okay, the value is so much bigger, okay, than what we ask for as far as this business goes. So my point is, when someone asks you, where did you start? What do you say? You usually say where you started, right? And people will do either that or less. It's amazing. Okay, if someone came in with a free spot, guess what they usually duplicate? People doing free spots. It's amazing. I could look down any one of my legs, and if someone started with a free spot, they have way more free spots than everybody else. If someone started with a single pack, they usually have the most single packs than anybody else. Well, why is that? Because you will always show what you did, and you'll accept what you did. And I'm not saying, I just want you to understand. And if someone started with family packs, it's amazing. Everything underneath them is usually a family pack or above. So when you look at this business, I just want you to understand, okay, that this business is much bigger than what a lot of people believe. Much bigger than that. And this goes back to what I shared with you yesterday. Okay, if I have a brand new person who introduces a brand new person, who introduces a brand new person, okay, you have a bunch of people there that are excited, but usually they have no belief. They're working on excitement, right? You ever hear the saying, ignorance on fire? Okay, that's what a new person is. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know how much business we're doing with people who are just brand new and excited? And the reason they're excited is because there really is not much here to teach. If people embrace that, statement, they just start going to work quickly. Now, what's the work? Well, we know what the work is. Getting information into the hands of people. Fast, right? We're not telling somebody, get involved. You know what we used to do? We used to get people involved for a large sum of money. This is our other company. And then, you know what we would say? Okay, now you need to register for your MLM college. They had to go to college. They called it an MLM college. It was every single month for 4 days. Every month. We went to Dallas, Texas, every single month for 5 straight years. That was the program. So you'd bring people in, and then you say, wait a minute, don't do anything yet. Well, you have to wait until you go to MLM college. And then there was a 4-day training, right, about how to go back and build your business. That was just the model. Okay, and so you got to understand, that's where I came from. I'm thinking, okay, you have to learn something. And after sitting there for 4 days, you know what I used to say? There was really not much to learn. You could have told me that the day I got involved, and I could have started making money fast. But I didn't question it because it's what the system was. Okay, see, over here, someone gets started. We don't ask for a large sum of money. And you know what we say? Now, today, we want you to bring your 2 people in. And here's how you're going to do it. You're going to send out this message, and we're going to do phone calls. We're going to do everything that we're going to support you with to help you get results quickly. Right? See the different model? Well, it's amazing the speed in which World Global Network is growing. Why? Because there really isn't not much to really train on. Okay, we talk about things today, right? Different aspects of the business, but the only way what I'm telling you and what you will learn is based on you taking the journey. If you're just sitting here every day and logging in at 7 o'clock, okay, you might say, well, this is impressive. Okay, I'm glad we have this support. But if you're not taking this information, going out there and doing it, what's really the value? The value is when you really actually go out there, okay, and put forth what we talk about here today. And then we talk about what people face. And what you're supposed to be doing is taking the journey and identifying what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Now, I've always learned more from doing things wrong because I will then listen and go, okay, I can make that correction. And then every day, if you're taking the journey, right, you're getting better and better. See, that's the business. It's not learning anything, okay? But you will always teach what you believe. Okay, now watch this. If I have someone who doesn't really believe, who sponsors someone who doesn't really believe, okay, it's the blind leading the blind, going back to yesterday, right? Okay, now, what we have to all do is believe bigger, faster. We have to believe bigger, faster. Now, what are you going to believe in? If you're not getting results, here's the age-old question. If you're not getting results, okay, what do you believe in? You need to believe in what results you're going to get. But in order to believe in what results you're going to get, you got to have a goal. You got to have your number. Okay, I did what? How many calls did I do yesterday? 5 three-way calls. A lot of the three-way calls now, you guys are taking advantage, okay, and you are now introducing, okay, new people to me. Now, what do I always do? I showed you what I did yesterday. Okay, I want to get people to tell me what they want to accomplish. I want them to believe in something. And if I get them to believe in something, right, the little things should have no bearing on them if they're focusing on what? Your long-term potential, your long-term goals here. Okay, think, everybody, today, 5 years out, 5 years out, what do you want your life to look like? Scratch 5 years. Scratch it. 18 months from now. 18 months from now, what do you want your life to look like? What things would you like to see changed? Here's your belief. This is your belief. Okay, in 18 months, what do you want? Write it down. You have to write it down. Okay, do you want to change the house you live in? Write it down. The car you drive? Write it down. Your bank account? Okay, do you want to have your child's tuition? Do you want to give back? Whatever it is for you, that becomes your long-term potential, 18 months. It has to be big enough that it keeps you in the game when it's not just the rosy Ferris wheel, okay, that Rick talked about, okay? Because when you go through the roller coaster, okay, you got to keep your eye on your long-term potential. And then here's what happens. When you believe that, you will teach it when you bring somebody in the business. That's why I like when you hear how we bring somebody into the business and we get them focused in. Doesn't everybody who's ever done a three-way call with me with what I'm talking about, doesn't everybody answer my question? Everybody does. What is it do you want out of this business short term? What amount of money is going to make a difference for you? And some of you have heard some of the comebacks. Well, if I could just make $500 a month, if I could just make $1,000 a month. Do you see their belief? Do you see their belief? But they're telling you, listen, if I could just make this, I believe I could make that. But you got to find out what the person's looking for. Okay, so I just want to make sure you guys understand. You will always show what you did, and you always will teach what you believe. So we got to believe bigger, faster. But it starts with you identifying what you want over the next 18 months. Okay, now, short-term goals. What's your short-term goals? Okay, wherever you're at, whatever your next ranking is. And right now, guys, what is it, Wednesday? Do you know how much business we all can do? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 6 days. You have to understand that a lot of people getting involved today can make diamond in 6 days. Okay, it's just a matter of what you think can happen. Because look if you just happen to get one good person and they got their first two, and then you brought in another person, okay, every day, okay, your business can turn on a dime. Every day. But if you have these people like Bill and Jenny were talking about in the beginning, I have these people on the fence. You know what our job is? Get them off the fence. Get them to make a decision. Okay, what's holding them back? I'm telling you, a yes and a no, okay, allows you to sail through this business very simply. Because if I get a yes, okay, I know I got someone to work with. And we talked about yesterday how to bring that person in right? If I get a no, at least I know I could cross them off my list. The people on the fence are the ones that will make you completely nuts. And a lot of you, right, these free spots, those are people on the fence, right? This big thing now, they're eliminating the free spots. Good. But at least now you know, because now when you go in your genealogy, you know what you see? Okay, you see free spot, free spot, free spot, free spot. And you go, oh, my genealogy looks good, but what does a free spot mean? Those are people on the fence. That's what a free spot is. And so now what are we all doing? We're going back and we're creating urgency. Isn't it amazing? We have to eliminate something to create urgency. Otherwise, those people would stay in free spots for the rest of our lives. Okay, no. Guys, listen, that's all. You should be at least able to ask a person to say yes or no. Right, this is what we talk about closing. Okay, I'm not asking you to do this. I'm just asking you to make a decision. And if it's no, great. So I like the fact that this is getting everybody some urgency to go back to all these free users. Because you have to understand, guys, if someone is on top of your organization and you are a builder, do you know what that spot is worth? Do you understand? Okay, if someone sat on top of Nat and Chanita's pay leg or power leg, what would that spot be worth to somebody? You think it's worth a partner pack? I have to laugh. Is it worth a premium pack? Do you know some people would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for that type of spot if they're going to build this? I just want you guys to understand the value of your business. The value is at least a decision. Don't you agree? Okay, so that's our job, is to go through these people. I don't know. Okay, well, we're eliminating it. You have the best comeback now. Well, it's going away. Now fear of loss comes in. So if we know fear of loss motivates people, then you have to understand that's how sometimes you have to run your business. Do people get involved because of fear of loss or desire to gain? Fear of losing motivates people to make a decision. Very few people work from desire to gain. Because why? Because 98% of the people out there are motivated by fear of loss. That's just what it is. So now we're eliminating your free spot. Oh, even though they're doing nothing with it, it creates a decision. So this is how you have to run your business. You have to know your audience. And that moves me into my next phase of this training. Okay? I did a couple of calls yesterday, and one of the calls I did when I was picking Lisa up from the airport was somebody saying, listen, how do you handle these objections? How do you handle these concerns? Well, guys, here's the deal about our business, okay? Our business is all based on, hang on. Our business is all based on basically dealing with the same thing over and over again, okay? Now, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I know you've seen this slide, but I want you to know how we run, how everybody goes out there and faces people every day, okay? There's only certain objections that you're always going to come across, okay? There's always the time one. I have no time. Have you heard that one? Okay? There's always money. I don't have the money. Okay, that's comical one. Okay, I don't want to sell. You ever hear this? I just don't like to sell. Oh my gosh, I'm uncomfortable with MLM. I wrote them down. Okay, how about this one? Well, when you make money, come back to me. Love that one. Love that one. Okay, and the last one is, what's the last one? Hang on. What did I write down? Oh, I've done multi-level marketing before. Okay, or I know somebody who did multi-level marketing before. Tell me if people on this call haven't heard those. Okay, so if you know this, there is a way of you, through your story, to overcome some of these concerns before they arise. Okay, this is, in my estimation, this is closing. Closing is not, you said no, and I'm going to overcome your no to a yes. That's not, that to me is not closing. Closing is getting people to address, okay, or to share with you what their objections are, okay, or concerns. But if you know them before they happen, it's easy for you to address it through your story. Now watch, okay? If I'm out there and you're doing a presentation, let's say you're doing a presentation in front of a group, okay? And you know you have an audience, and you know that audience is full of guests. And you know your audience is also full of people who have already made a decision, right? I'm talking about when you're in front of a room. Well, you have to understand, no matter what, these people still have the same concerns, okay, as everybody else. They're in your audience. If you're introducing, and you're on a three-way call, and you're introducing me to another prospect, there's a way of you sending a message to me about what this person is facing through your story. See, this is how you listen. You listen to what people are saying. And a good communicator is going to overcome people's concerns before they arise. And you do it through your story. Okay, if you listen to my full story, I overcome every objection because I know, okay, what these people are going to be saying. Doesn't mean it's magical, but it needs to be addressed. Okay, so the way you do it, guys, is when you are out there, okay, and let's say, for example, that you have somebody that you know without a doubt, okay, has already told you he has no time, right? He's already told you that he's uncomfortable with MLM. Do you know why this slide is so important? Because if you relay it correctly, okay, it overcomes the objections to everybody you talk to, okay? Now, I'm just gonna tell you my full story, okay? I'm gonna tell you my full story because a lot of you haven't even heard the full story, okay? And I want you to think of all the things, okay? I want you to start listening differently because what I'm gonna start to do now, during these calls, I'm gonna unmute you and I want you to relay your story and I want you to overcome concerns within your story, okay? But you have to know how to do it, okay? It's communicating with a purpose and your story has to be the absolute truth, okay? So my name is Jeff Giammalva, okay? I'm the father of 2 girls. I've been married for over 30 years, okay? Now, this was a radio ad I used to run, okay? I'm gonna show you in 1 minute. I'm just gonna tell you my radio ad, word for word of what used to play on the radio 7 to 12 times a day, okay? That's how we ran our other business. We did a lot of radio ads, cost a lot of money, okay? So here's what it said. It started off by saying, are you looking for ways to make more money? Then listen. And then my testimonial would come up, and here's what it said. Hi, my name is Jeff Giammalva. I'm the father of 2 girls. I've been married for, at that time, 15 years. As a corporate executive for a Fortune 500 company, I found myself working 16-hour days and was under tremendous pressure. And although I made a great 6-figure income, had to ask myself at what cost. With corporate downsizing constantly over my head, I knew I needed to make a change. But with no extra time, had no idea what to do. That's when we found West Coast Wellness. We leveraged their time, we plugged into their system, and in our first year, we made $55,000. Today, I'm retired from corporate America and have a quality of life with money and time. Then the back end would say, if you're looking to make a change, call 888-508-3030. That's 888-508-3030. Hey, one more time, 888-508-3030. That was the radio ad. Did you hear it? Did you hear all the things? Now, we put that together. That was 40 seconds. Do you think I know it by heart? You know how many times I've heard that? Okay, 40 seconds, and the phone would ring off the hook. This is back in the 90s, guys. This is not the model here, God knows. You don't have to spend, we were spending $90,000 every 5 weeks, okay, to get the phone to ring. Different model. This is why I say, we've never been more profitable ever in our life, ever. So when you understand this is different, but watch when that message was sent out throughout the airwaves. What are people doing? They're driving in their car. And you know what? You know what you want people to do is when they hear your story, you go, that's me. You know how many people would call up and go, man, that story really hit me between the eyes. I'm working 15-hour days. I'm under tremendous pressure. I have no time. And I would love to leverage a system and make an extra $3,000 a month. My story related to the people that heard it. You all need to create a story that people relate to. And this is what you tell every single day. I could tell it on Facebook. I could tell it when I call people, right? If I'm calling my warm market, what do I always do? How many of you have got me on a phone call? Don't I always tell the story? I always tell this. That's the three-way call. The three-way call is the story. And in my story, I'm overcoming some of the things I believe they're going to ask me anyway. And so this is how you do it. So you got to start to understand the message you are sending. Some of the messages is of doubt, is of fear, and I get it. That's why we're doing these presentations, to get you to understand why you do what you do. Everything is with a purpose. Everything. So if I could take my story and I could relay it in 40 seconds. I also have my story that I relate that I might have 5 minutes. I could also take my story over a presentation. If I have 2 hours to speak, I could also relay my story and intertwine it into a training. See, different aspects of it, but the message is the message, right? This just gives you a guideline of how you take people through your story. It's always your background. What's your background? Okay, what did your background face? If everything was so great in what you were currently doing or are doing today, you wouldn't be looking for an opportunity. So what are the problems? You see how I broke down my problems? Fortune 500 company, working 15-hour days, was under tremendous pressure. My industry was going through changes. How many people relate to that message? I'm not making the kind of money I used to make. We needed to add another source of income. But without any extra time, we had no idea what to do. Then, didn't have any time, but then we found, follow me? Then we found, right? The Ferris wheel, and we leveraged their time and plugged into their system. And in our first year, we were able to supplement our income, $55,000. Oh, I can see what some of you are thinking. Okay, well, I haven't made $55,000. Okay. Do you know that we plugged into their system and leveraged their time, and they put us on a business plan to make $50,000 our first year? There you go. If you haven't made it, you haven't made it. But you could tell people what you're going to make. Can you not? What do you want to share with people? What do you believe? Remember, believe bigger, faster? Okay. What do you believe with your comp plan you could all earn this year? Share it, because here's how you overcome that one. Okay, what was the one? Okay, when you make money, then call me back. Well, hang on a second. If I know that could be possibly coming out of this person's mouth, you know what I'm going to say before he even says that, because I know he's thinking it? Do you know what's so you know why I'm so excited? Because they put me on a business plan. I just met with one of the top people, and they put me on a business plan to make $100,000 my first year. Now I'm just told them what I'm going to do. Follow me? See, that betters your chances not to hear that stuff. And if they still give you the stuff, you got to understand, people are going to come out of their magic bag and try to throw things at you. You follow me? But if you're addressing it with confidence, okay, and you're looking people right in the eye, okay, they can't see the chink in your armor. No one's going to see chink in my armor, but they could see chink in your armor until you get this down. I'm excited. Here's why I'm doing it. Why are you doing this? Because of all the problems you were facing in whatever it is you did. Tell people that. Know what problems they face. Right? If it's your warm market, you already know the problems they face. So you want to make sure you spin your story according to that person you're talking to. And this is why I keep telling everybody here, okay, you got to know this slide. Okay, you got to know it. You got to know, because this overcomes everything. So that's my 40-second commercial. And then you'll have an elevator speech. These are different things you guys got to all start to practice. Because people say, what do I say to so-and-so? I say the same thing. If you put Lisa on the phone, I promise you, she's saying her story. What happened, where we are, where we're going. Why did we make a decision to come to World Global Network? Well, why did you come after 16 years, total years with another company? Do you guys all know the answer? You've heard it 1,000 times. Because we were sent a 2-minute video, and I saw something here that was so unique. It was a category creator. And then when we talk about how we left a company after 16 years and we're here, you think that sends a message? So these are the things that you need to pick. These are the message you have to send. Because remember, people, I have no time. I have no money. I can't sell. When you make money, call me back. Is it MLM? I've done MLM before, it didn't work. Now, could I not overcome all of that in my story? You want me to overcome it all? Okay, I'll show you how to overcome it all. I'll do it right now in 2 seconds. Okay, a 2-minute video that changed your life. Okay, exactly. Okay, the 2-minute video opened their minds. Okay, the 2-minute video opened their minds. And yes, there is that element, guys, okay, that obviously my other thing that contradicts everything I'm saying right now is the right people just do. Okay, that's the other side of it. But there's nothing better than practicing and knowing you're sending out the right message. Because my logic has always been, put your best foot forward every day. If I'm doing a presentation and there's a stadium, which I've done with 20,000 people, obviously I'm going to put my best foot forward. But if I'm doing a launch call and there's one person on the call, I'm putting my best foot forward. No matter what, I'm going to send the message I'm going to send if there's 10,000 people or if there's one. Why? Because I know what one good person can do. People say, Jeff, will you? How many times have you said, Jeff, will you? And before you could even stop the text, here comes the yes. Why? Because I'm focused. I'm motivated. I understand you guys are opening up your contact base. And I don't know who you're leading me to. Okay? I don't know who's on the other end of the line. I don't know if that person is going to be the next person opens up and builds a group of 1 million people. How do you know until you put your best foot forward? So you got to be mentally prepared every day. Every day. When that phone rings or it's a 3-way call, it's a Zoom meeting, man, no matter what's happening in my world, okay, that people don't realize, okay, boom, this is business. I'm here. I'm happy. I'm motivated. Makes no difference. Why? You're focused. You all are focused. Do you all understand? Every single person on this call, okay, and I've said this to you before, but you're a special breed. Every single person listening to my voice right now, you are a special, unique breed. You're not the norm. Talk about being able to celebrate something. You need to celebrate that you have identified and you want to do something that most people won't do. That's make a change. That makes you part of the 2%. Well, the 2% has to be always prepared to go out there and try to grab a percentage of the 98% over here. This is the other thing that makes me crazy. Will other people have the same technology as us? Yes, of course they will. You think we're going to be the only game in town forever? We have a window here. There's a window. But you know what? I'm not looking to capture 100% of the market. If our goal is to capture 100% of the market, then any competition would ruin that opportunity, right? But we're not. You know, we're trying to capture 1% of the market. If we capture 1% of the market out there, we're all stinking rich. So you got to get your head right. But when you're talking to a person, okay, it's not about technology. Okay, that might get them to open their mind, but they still have their concerns. So you know what, Mary? Man, Lisa and I, man, my industry was going through some changes, and we couldn't work any harder. I'm working 14-hour days. Not was, watch. I am. I'm working 14-hour days. Okay, I miss my girls' recitals, and something has to give. On top of it, if I'm just talking to somebody, if I'm on top of it, okay, now all of a sudden my industry is going through changes, corporate downsizing. And they just informed me I'm not going to start making money. I'm not going to make the kind of money I'm used to making. So we have to do something, because at the end of the day, okay, my paycheck is gone. Okay, with the lifestyle that we live. And you know, then I used to think about it. I've always wanted to own my own business, but the number one thing that held me back was not having money. I don't have any money to start a business. I don't want to deal with the traditional overhead and employees. But the number one need that we had was immediate income. Okay, I'm going to be short about $3,000 a month with this corporate change, with this downsizing. I got to replace that. But how many businesses give you an opportunity to start earning money right away? We found something in wearable tech. It's a new industry. I watched this 2-minute video, man, it got my attention. It's going to be a $34 billion market. And what I loved about it was, you know what, where I'm at, I have a glass ceiling. I'm never going to be paid what I'm worth working for somebody else. This is now just starting to come to me because I've always seen upward movement until now. Now I see a glass ceiling. But more importantly, what's my security? I had no idea what residual income was. If I stop working, Mary, okay, I stop making money. So here's what we found. Man, we found a very simple system that we could leverage because I don't have any time. It's not requiring a lot of money from me. They're providing coaching, and they have people very quickly making a lot of money. Do you know they just put me on a business plan, Mary, to make $50,000 my first year? And all I did is I watched this 2-minute video. Now, did I not just overcome every single objection? And what am I doing? I'm not saying it's for Mary. I'm sharing my story. This is how you throw out the net. I'm talking about a one-on-one here, guys. I'm talking about when you're out there. I'm talking about when you are communicating a message. This is what I'm talking about today. Now, listen, I don't want you to get all caught up and I have to learn this. Listen, right now, copy paste. This is different levels of leadership. This is different levels of understanding why you do what you do. Because right now, a lot of you are ignorance on fire, and that's okay. I love that because you're fearless. You want to get it out there. But as you go out there, now you're going to get better knowing, and it's not so much ignorance on fire now. Now it's, I know what message to send. And you're going to get better results. I told the guy yesterday when I was doing the call, he goes, Jeff, I was doing a call with this kid, and I don't even know if he was a kid. He said, Jeff, I'm doing a lot of cold market, and these cold market ads are producing people that are interested, but when they find out it's MLM, okay, they hang up on me, or they don't show for the appointment, whatever he's doing. I said, brother, listen, you're fishing in a different pond. Cold market. I go, tell me about your ad. He says, well, it's the same ad that Rabu talks about. And there's nothing wrong with the ad. You just got to have the right expectations because the ad's talking about international business, expanding throughout the United States in technology, right? Car bonuses, blah, 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 blah. A person that's looking at that ad, what do you think they're looking for? Do you think they're looking for an MLM company? Or do you think they're looking for a job? They're looking for a job, so they're calling you and you're trying to switch them away from a job mentality into multi-level. That's not an easy task. So you're going to run a lot of numbers to find the right people. So if you understand that, then it's just about going through the numbers. And I'll tell you, the only difference between me and you, and this is where he got it, we could both run the same ad. We could both have the same amount of people. I might get just a little bit higher percentage than you, but not much. But not much, because I understand how to communicate the message a little bit better than you. But at the end of the day, we're both going to hear a ton of no's, because that's the pool you're fishing in. It's hard to take somebody away. So I did it through the radio ads. You know how many people would come and we would do live presentations? If I had 20 people show up to one of my presentations, before the presentation would start, 5 would walk out because we'd have a social area and we'd mingle. And they figure out very quickly, oh, this is not a job. So 5 would walk out. Then there's 15 left, right? Out of the 15, the first 30 minutes, once people understood it, another 5 would leave. Didn't make a difference. What was I looking for? One. I had the realistic expectation. If I was worried and I was all freaked out that 19 people didn't do it, you think I'd run the radio campaign the next month? No, but we made a fortune with it because we knew it was our numbers. Well, see, I don't need radio campaigns here. I don't need cold market. I have the internet. I have the fastest way of getting out a message. You just have to understand what message you're sending. And right now, a lot of you are just sending out a message. Hey, I found something in that little blurb. It's exciting, but just because they're interested now, okay, it doesn't mean you still don't have to tell your story. And your story needs to convey belief. That's it. Has to convey your belief. Why you did it, what you're going to accomplish, and where you're going. Where you're at, why you did it, and where you're going. If you haven't made the kind of money you want to make, always talk about a business plan. Your business plan this year. Do you have one? What's your business plan? What do you believe you could earn here? Then share that. And I told this story, guys. One more thing and I'm done. When Lisa got involved in network marketing, okay, I always say keep this balance. I did this call yesterday with somebody that was way out of balance on the product side. Way out of balance. All they want to talk about is product, product, product. All her people are product, 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 product. Nothing wrong with it. It's just what it is. But see, no one wanted to know more about the business because she was just talking about the product. What separates our product from all the rest is a business attached to it. Let me just tell you this story, and I think it'll sum it up. When Lisa first got involved in network marketing, she went and she loved the fact that they had these products. One was a weight loss product. Got results from the weight loss product, and all she knew was weight loss because she went to one meeting. She saw the business side of it, yes. Okay, but when you leave a meeting, the only tangible thing you have is not your vision of building a multi-million-dollar company. You have a vision of a product. And so Lisa's ignorance on fire. So the next day she goes out there and talks to her 10 best friends and she's talking about the product because that's what she had in her hand. So now some people bought the product, but then other people said, oh, you know, Lisa, she's now selling vitamins. And it was kind of like a little buzz. And they would, oh, isn't that cute? Lisa's selling vitamins. The following week, Lisa went to her first business training meeting about how to tell your story. And they put her on a business plan to make 90 grand. That was her business plan. We didn't make 90, we made 55 our first year. But the plan was to make 90. We fell short. But she went back to those same people. She went back to those same people and she said, you know that product I sampled you? Do you know I'm on a business plan to make $90,000? Do you know I'm on a business plan to make $90,000. What do you think the buzz in the neighborhood was then? Do you know Lisa's going to make $90,000? Now, do you think people then, a lot of them bit on the opportunity? You guys get the message? That was the bit, because she had a plan. She hadn't earned one dime yet. She maybe sold 2 boxes and made what, 18 bucks? But because she had a plan and she shared it. Now, the biggest leg in that company came from Lisa going out there, sharing her business plan with stay-at-home moms. That was the biggest leg in that entire company. That leg was underneath Dan Mays. Because Dan Mays sponsored Tasha Maddie, who sponsored Lisa Giammalva. Lisa Giammalva was the diamond. Lisa Giammalva blew that thing up and became the biggest leg in that company because somebody gave Lisa, Dan Mays gave Lisa a business plan. That was it. And they shared the business plan, and now that's how we did it. This is how you tell your story. So guys, I'm done. Hopefully that helped you. And this has been recorded. It'll be in the back office. Remember, tonight at 6 o'clock at jlworldglobal.com, or the other one, doesn't make a difference. But look forward to you. And I know we have a lot of calls today and a lot of launches. And remember, I'll say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Scratch that. This week, Wednesday tonight, Friday, and Sunday at 6 p.m. is our webinars. Tonight, Friday, and Sunday, and we'll have a full schedule for you next week. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all.